Good morning, everyone. Chris Whelan here from Chris Whelan Coaching. I wanted to talk to you today about the simple issue of how to engineer a team and get better productivity out of it. Let me start with a simple question. If your business were working exactly as you intended 2 to 3 years from now, what would your team look like? Tuesday, it's a normal Tuesday or Wednesday, whichever. Would work flow without you stepping in to unblock things? Would decisions be made close to the problem instead of landing on your desk? Would people spend their time on high-value work, not firefighting? Or would you recognize the same patterns you're wrestling with today? Just bigger, louder, far more expensive. Because here's the things most SME owners miss. Productivity is not about effort. It's not about motivation. It's not about how hard your people are trying. Productivity is the output of the system that your people work in. When you get the system right, output rises without burnout. Get it wrong, and no amount of pushing save you. Productivity is not about trying harder. It's about design, and specifically design today around the future that you want, not the chaos that you want to inherit. So the real question for me is this. Are you engineering team productivity, or are you just reacting to it? When productivity drops, most leaders motivate your way out of a system problem. If good people are underperforming, chances are it's not a motivation issue at all, it's a system issue. Productivity is the byproduct of clarity people have, the flow they work within, the rhythm of your leadership, and the environment you've created. Design the system well, and outputs lift naturally. Design it poorly, and absolutely, you spend your life rescuing, reminding, re-explaining. So the real question isn't, how do I get my team to do more? The real question is, am I, or you as a business owner, engineering productivity or reacting to it? This is where, again, most leaders get stuck. They lead from today's problems. What's broken right now? Who dropped the ball? What's on fire this week? Future-back business engineering leadership flips that completely. Instead of asking, how do I fix it today, you ask, if this business is working beautifully in 3 or 5 years' time, what must be true? Picture that future in the business. The team's capable, work flows. Decisions don't bottleneck with you. The same things. They push harder, they add more meetings, they create more urgency, they remind people again. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Results are predictable week after week after week. And when you start there with the future, something powerful happens. The clarity you've been avoiding actually becomes obvious. The conversations you've delayed become unavoidable. And the systems you've postponed become non-negotiable. The chaos you tolerate today suddenly looks unacceptable. Future-first leadership gives you direction, not just reaction. So if productivity isn't about effort, what actually drives it then? Across every SME I work with, it comes down to 4 levers. Number 1, clarity. Productivity falls apart when people aren't clear on their priorities. When everything is urgent, well, nothing's important. High-performing teams never guess. They know exactly where the business is heading and how today's work contributes to that future. Here's the future back filter. If work doesn't move us toward that future, then it's noise. Clarity does 3 things immediately. Number 1, it reduces wasted effort. Number 2, it speeds up decision making. And number 3, it dramatically improves focus. So that's the first point. Second thing that people want is flow. You want to remove friction. Most productivity isn't laziness, it's friction. Unclear handoffs, work stuck waiting for approval, bottlenecks that point straight back often to the owner. Let me ask you this. If your business were running smoothly in that 3-year time period, would you tolerate that bottleneck? And if the answer is no, then why are you tolerating it now? Improving flow isn't about working faster. It's about taking obstacles, removing them out the way that shouldn't exist in the future-ready business in the first place. And the third thing, of course, is capability. A business only grows as fast as its people. Future-back thinking sharpens that dramatically. Ask yourself this question. What capabilities must my team have in 3 years' time if I want to step back? Work backwards from that and your training priorities become very obvious. Capability increases because it reduces mistakes, reduces delays, gets rid of decision bottlenecks, and obviously reduces your involvement. Now, look, here's the brutal truth. Trained people move work forward. Untrained people send work backwards. The fourth area is conditions, the fourth C, if you like. People aren't machines. They do their best work in the right conditions. Trust matters. Recognition matters. Safety to speak up matters. Being trusted to deliver matters. Being fully involved. Allowing them to take risks. And if you imagine the culture you want your business to have in 3 years' time, you already know whether today's environment supports it or if it quietly undermines it. Productivity absolutely isn't mechanical. It's deeply, deeply human. Let me give you 2 quick stories. 2 quick examples. One consultancy I worked with was busy but behind. They were flat out, always stressed, always late. The problem wasn't effort. It was that every single decision, every task, every priority was anchored in today's chaos, not the future that they intended. Now, once they defined what outcomes they wanted, what the owner should be doing and should no longer be doing, and the standards their future business required, everything shifted. 8 weeks later, 91% on-time delivery. No new hires, just better design, much better design, I suppose that's the point. Another was a manufacturer with painfully long lead times. Their future goal was actually quite simple: speed, consistency, reliability, right? So we worked backwards. Daily huddles, clear ownership, simple work in progress limits, lead times halved in that period. Not because they fixed today, but because they built tomorrow. Now, potentially what this means for you, if you want a genuinely productive team, not just busy, you don't start with today's frustrations. You start with the future business that you intend to own, the thing that you really want, the role you intend to play, and the culture and standards that must exist. Then you engineer backwards. When you do, you stop rescuing, you stop over-functioning, you stop accepting chaos as normal, and you start designing a business where productivity is the default, not the exception. Productivity doesn't come from pushing harder. It comes from leading with intention, with a clear picture of the future and the discipline to design today around it. Do that and your team stops needing rescue and starts producing results. If this resonated with you and you're keen to get in touch to see how we can do in your business, drop me a message, book some time, and getting it right is what's going to give you that future you want. All the best. Have a fantastic